Welcome to Enelo Let Us Pray session where we learn, empower, equip, grow, pray, see miracles, see prayers, and hear from our Heavenly Father through prayer. We continue looking at the story of Hannah, a prayer of petition. Once, when they had finished eating and drinking at Shiloh, Hannah stood up. Now Eli the priest was sitting on his chair by the doorpost of the Lord's house. In her deep anguish, Hannah prayed to the Lord, weeping bitterly, and she made a vow, saying, Lord Almighty, if you will only look on your servant's misery and remember me, and not forget your servant, but give her a son. Then I will give him to the Lord for all the days of his life, and no razor will ever be used on his head. As she kept on praying to the Lord, Eli observed her mouth. Hannah was praying in her heart, and her lips were moving, but her voice was not heard. Eli thought she was drunk, and said to her, How long are you going to stay drunk? Put away your wine. Not so, my lord, Hannah replied. I am a woman who deeply troubled. I have not been drinking wine or beer. I was pouring out my soul to the Lord. Do not take your servant for a wicked woman. I have been praying here out of my great anguish and grief. Eli answered, Go in peace, and may the God of Israel grant you what you have asked of him. So we see here Hannah prayed of prayer of petition is accompanied by her vow to dedicate her child to God. She vowed that a razor will not touch his head. Although he at first, that is Eli, understands Hannah, the Eli eventually offers her a blessings and hopes that God might grant her petition. Here, Hannah's prayer is answered, and she conceived a son. So the narrative is a witness to Yahweh's transformation power, which creates a new historical possibility where none existed. As we can see, she had no child. She consistently prayed, and God heard her prayer and answered her prayers, because we see that she eventually conceived, and she made a vow that she'll bring the child to God. So just a word of encouragement as we journey together into this prayerful life. Be encouraged. Continue to pray. I think I've been saying this over and over, to say continue to pray. But for today, I just want to ask you this question, my friend. If there has been something that you've been praying for, why are you praying for that particular thing or that particular request that you have? What is the reason for that request that you have? And secondly, have you seek God's plan, purpose concerning the prayer request that you're so longing for to be answered? Let us just take a moment to learn from these scriptures and reflect on the prayers that we have been praying. We might have received answers, or the answers we're still waiting for those answers to be, for those prayers to be answered. But let us just take a moment and meditate. Here we are praying, and here's God with His purpose concerning our life. Have we seek first to say, God, what is your purpose? Yes, I have this prayer request that I have, but what is your purpose, Father, concerning this prayer request that I have? And as I'm praying this prayer request, what is it that I want to achieve? Is it going to be fulfilling my own desires, or is it aligned with God's plan concerning my life? So as we immerse ourselves in meditating on these words, may the good Lord bring new revelations for His plan, for His purpose for our lives, for our children's life, for our family's life, for our nation. May we be enlightened of what God has planned, so that as we are praying, our prayers are aligned. Remember, He's our Father. He loves us. He wants to bless us. He wants us to receive from Him. And may we, when we have received, and glorify Him, when we have received those blessings, we are blessed so that we can be a blessing. Stay blessed until next time.